morning, traders. How's it going? What is up? Happy Monday. Got a little bit of a late start this morning. Had trouble getting the kids out of bed, out the door to school today. All right, so got Asia highs and lows, London highs and lows. Took a long here and just targeted the previous London high, bounced off of VWAP. Took another small position. I don't love it. It's probably gonna hit my stop loss, but it again bounced off of VWAP and the overnight point of control. And ES was bouncing off of VWAP. So my thought was it might head back up to the previous week high, but it looks like it might retrace a little bit first. Market opens in about 5 minutes. All right, so taking a look, zooming out a little bit. So possible areas for it to pull back. I mean, I'm really just going to be patient and see what the market open brings. But if it's going to kind of maintain this slow grind up, it could bounce off of VWAP here. This is, the red line is an anchored VWAP from today's low. So if it's going to be bullish with not much of a pullback, it could just come to like the 783 area and bounce back up. Or we do have some liquidity, could grab right here at the London low at like 760, or it could come all the way back down to Asia low. So hoping for a pullback and continuation up. If it breaks below this Asia low, value area low area, like 700 to 680, and it doesn't bounce back up, then I would flip to looking for shorts. But for now, just looking for a pullback, liquidity grab, back up. Take note, Marvel, it's lagging as in like it's freezing or it's just behind. YouTube is naturally behind. It's going to be like 25 seconds or something behind. That's not me, that's YouTube. But if it's freezing, let me know. Upload speed's a little slow. I don't know, it's looking pretty good. Strange. Checking internet connection, you guys. I don't know what's going on. You guys in Discord, is it lagging for you guys? Okay. Interesting. All right. So NQ is shooting up and ES is dropping. That's interesting. Coming up to previous week high right now. So my thought was, you can see these arrows here, like first stop might be previous week high. We might get a little pullback here. If it breaks above and holds above previous week high, thinking it could go up to 26K. Don't know if it's going to happen today or later. We will find out. Pretty bullish open so far, though. It is strange, though, that ES is dropping and NQ is up. Let's see if the two start to get into sync a little bit here. That was a good little spot for a potential liquidity grab on ES. That was the London low right there and Friday's point of control. See if it bounces back up though. ES is still holding that London low. Run the race. That was just a mistake. I didn't realize I was on the 15-minute chart on NQ. I usually try to keep them the same. I was considering a long on NQ, but I would like to see ES hold this London low and bounce. So weird how they're so different. A little bit of an indecisive open. All right, gonna try a small long. Not holding. All right. Thought was just that it would continue the momentum up after pulling back about halfway. But no. All right, let's get some direction here. Come on. Yeah, no news Monday. Making for a choppy open, I guess. ES is coming down to value area low, Asia low area. See if it holds there or if this thing just keeps dropping. Yikes. This thing is crazy, moving all over the place. Be careful with the chop today. Well, our 15-minute range is almost set. Let's see if we get something out of this. Some sort of breakout. I do like that ES came down to this value area low and kind of the bottom of my support zone. I got a pretty good bounce. We'll just see where the continuation goes because it opened up kind of down. NQ is trying to hold above that session VWAP. ES is way below it. Yeah, they're definitely not in sync yet this morning. These are big moves too. Like your stop loss would have to be pretty wide on some of these candles. Doesn't look like it, but the range is decent. Where are we at on our range? Yeah, 90 points. not huge for a 15-minute opening range, but just the volatility of like the ups and downs. The 1-minute candles are chopping around a lot. Getting better at sitting on your hands on these days. That's awesome, Maverick. That's not easy to do. Especially if you're staring at every candle, it's easy to come up with some argument for why you should get into a trade. Coming back down to that opening range low. Man, this thing looks like it's getting heavy. Goodness. So we're gonna just retrace that whole low volume move up from last night. Asia low right here. Yesterday's or Friday's value area low at 679. Wow. ES is holding this level. NQ had a big bounce off of Friday's point of control. All right, trying along. 779 is where I entered. Based on the fact that ES is holding that level, it's got to get back above VWAP though. Yeah, I wasn't saying anything for a couple minutes. Is the audio working for you guys? Well, it got that initial good bounce, but I don't love that it's not continuing. Close back within the range. Come on. Why do I put NQ and ES next to each other? Good question. I usually trade NQ, but just watching ES gives me some like confluences. So if ES is bouncing at a level at the same time as NQ, it just gives me an extra, I guess, confidence in the trade. Because a lot of times they're correlated and they'll move together. I like that ES is holding its support. I just wish NQ would get back above those levels. Not cool, man. All right, I'm getting out of it. Gonna wait for a better entry. Well, if buyers don't get their act together and start showing up, might have to change my mind. Kind of just hovering down here. Lots of choppiness this morning. Is it going to hold this time? Actually bounce? Making a higher low? Yeah. That was my thought. That's why I was looking at longs. But dang, that's a choppy higher low. Gosh, I still feel like it's going to go up. I just don't want to get in again and have it chop around for another 30 minutes. Still kind of stuck in this little range down here. Whatever move it's getting ready for is gonna be big. So far, this is our initial balance low. We still got like 25 minutes though. It's trying to hold. Where are we gonna go? Am I using Lucid or some other prop firm? I do trade with Lucid. The screen that you see up right now is TradingView. So I do all of my charting on TradingView, and then I execute the trades in TradeDay. But that's a different screen. And when I take a position, it'll show up on here because I have the two linked. But this screen right here is TradingView. "25 minutes until the initial balance is set. That's the first 60 minutes of the New York Open. And I mark off the high and low of that range. So I was just saying there was about 25 minutes until that is set. And the significance of that is a lot of times you can take range trades off of that, liquidity grabs. Either it rejects the high or low and goes back towards the other end of the range, or it could be a breakout. If it breaks out of the range and retests it, you could take a continuation trade. All right, coming back up to VWAP. Let's see if it breaks this 785 area. That would be breaking above VWAP, which would be kind of a shift in momentum, and it would also be a break out of this chop zone that we've been in the last 20 minutes or so. Again, not in sync. ES is dropping. And NQ kind of looked like it was trying to make its way up for a bit. Not an easy day to trade so far. Eight cylinder, you're looking at shorts. Yeah, I could see that argument. It's definitely holding below a lot of these opening range levels, holding below VWAP. But shorts are also not getting continuation down. It's just chopping back into the range. So really, for me at least, I don't like either. I don't like any position. I would like to see it break out of something. ES is coming down to that initial balance low, or at least what is currently the low. Ace Trades, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Just sitting here watching the chop. Not loving it. ES kind of peaked below that low again. NQ definitely still has some room to come down. At least to Asia low, if not further, if this thing's going to be a down day. We're going nowhere right now. Going nowhere fast. G-Man, are you watching gold? Is it doing anything exciting? It's dropping too. What the heck? That is unusual. ES already broke below the overnight low. NQ has not reached it yet. Kind of making me think that NQ is going to come down to this Asia low, at least, if not more. Coming on down. Both of them just keep creeping down, making new lows. Even though I do think it could come a little bit lower, I wouldn't want to be sitting in a trade right now. Just, it's so choppy. Like, stop loss would have to be way up here towards VWAP above these wicks. The risk to reward just isn't good on that. Oh, chat, I hope you guys are surviving this. This is an ugly Monday of trading. Price action is yucky this morning. Well, if this thing ever moves anywhere, maybe we can do something. Couple scenarios, if it does come down to this London low and actually get some momentum, I might consider a long. I only like liquidity grab trades if it actually shows that like buyers would be defending it and sweeping it back up. But if it's going to be choppy like this, then I wouldn't be interested in a long. Or if it comes back up to this VWAP area at like 780 and starts to sell off again, that could be a short possibility up there. So rejection there, possible short. Or if it comes down to this Asia low and has a strong buy up, possible long, but waiting for confirmation on either of those. For now, we wait for the chop to decide what it wants to do. You wish prop firms would allow swing trading? Yeah. Yeah. You gotta think, though, that there's quite a bit of risk in that for them. Lucid actually announced that with their live trading, like when you get to their live level, they do allow swing trading. So that's pretty cool. If you're at that level where you're able to qualify for live, that could be something for you to look at. Yeah, Zach, I could see that if it does bounce from here and go up first. If this same level of movement lasts, though, I don't even know if it has enough juice to get up to VWAP. That's still 45 points away. It's not moving anywhere. Continuing to make new lows. Yeah, Ministry Twitch with Lucid. If you get 6 payouts from the same account, you qualify for live if they don't bring you before then. But that's kind of the written standard for their live scenario or live accounts. All right, we're down at Asia low right now. We still have 6 minutes until the initial balance is set. So let's see what happens here. Getting a little bit of a bounce. This just feels like a sleepy, like droopy price action morning. What was it? Friday last week, Thursday, I don't know. There was a day last week where it was just like a slow grind up, putting us all to sleep. No way to enter longs because it just kept going up. Now I feel like we're getting the opposite with shorts. Like, haven't really had any great entries. Just kind of taking steps down. Yeah, that is not at all what I would want for a liquidity grab. Not at all. Hope no one took a long there. Jeez. Even on the 1 minute chart, that wouldn't have been a good. There was not a single red or a green candle on the Asia low line. And now we are going to the dumps. All right, we got previous week point of control. That's a lot of times a pretty good level for a bounce. Not that I'm trying to catch a falling knife. Like, at this point, I'm not super eager to enter long. But this 25,600 level has actually been pretty significant last week. So I'll be watching for a reaction down here, 25,600-ish. And then we have previous day low right below too at 578. So let's see what happens. Just keep moving this initial balance low line. Just keeps inching its way down. Hard to enter with these grindy moves, yeah. And I've learned my lesson the hard way. As soon as I enter, like, a FOMO trade, then it bounces and moves the other direction. So just gotta let it go. There we go. Probably smart. Very saw it locking out. Good call. Tough day to trade. So the initial balance is set at this point. ES didn't quite come down to previous day low. Kind of got a bounce in that general area. Getting a good bounce here. Don't want to chase it. I'm okay with it if I miss the trade. I'm not seeing anything that's just flashing buy signals at me. I don't love the price action today. So we're still sitting below VWAPs and all the the levels from previous session. Below Friday's point of control. So kind of just below previous session fair values. ES is way below. But it's also holding above a decent support level down here. But not a clear zone for me, at least, to be taking a long off of. So going to see if we get more confirmation or have it come back down to initial balance or some sort of clean level, clean entry. It might just move straight back up from here, though. Get out. So at this point, I'm just waiting for it to either come back down and retest initial balance low and see if we get a bounce for a long from there, or if it comes back up to this VWAP area at like 760s and it starts to reject possible shorts. But yeah, again, it's kind of just dilly-dallying in the middle. That's a negative RR on the likes. I love it. The hearts and smiley faces, I think everyone sees them. It's a good question. I'm not sure. You guys, I feel like I'm trading Asia right now. Oh, something got added to the schedule on Financial Juice. I guess Trump is participating in a roundtable at 2 o'clock Eastern. I don't normally trade at that time, but if you do, watch out for that. You shouldn't have told you that. Now you're going to be doing hearts all the time just to like have them all over the screen. That's funny. How do you trade Asia and London markets? Is it possible with prop firms? Which ones? Every prop firm I know of, you can trade 23 hours, 5 days a week. Every prop firm I've ever tried, you can trade from 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. or usually like 4:30 p.m. or 4:15 p.m. They usually have some sort of cutoff. All right, team, this is definitely testing my patience today. I can feel myself just sitting here like looking for a trade. So I think what I'm gonna do is just set some alerts and call it, because this is super sleepy price action, and even if I did enter a trade, it's gonna move at a snail's pace and drive me crazy. I don't like trading when it's like this. I want it to quickly move in my direction so I can get out and not have to like feel that anxiety of like, is it gonna go? Is it gonna go? So kind of just to recap what I would be looking for, if it comes down to initial balance low, I'd be watching for a reaction. If it sweeps that liquidity and bounces back up, or if it comes up to this VWAP area first and rejects, that would kind of be the range I would be watching for reactions at right now. But yeah, I'm not loving it, not seeing anything right now. So I think I'm gonna call it. If you guys haven't joined Discord already, there is a link in the description. Come hang out with us in there. And then I'll be back tomorrow. And we do have more news coming up later this week, so hopefully we'll get some better price action tomorrow. How do you trade Asia and London? Do you have to change any settings? No. You just open up your prop firm and take a trade. There's no settings that you have to change.